Let's talk to, who is this? Hunty?
Hentai.
Hunty.
It's hentai.
Oh,
hey guys, what's up?
Hentai?
Yep, it's me.
Hentai. What's up?
Hentai.
Not much, guys. I'm watching the podcast. I got this recently.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
Oh, very nice.
Good.
I want to let everybody know, if you go to PAX East, we're going to have the Blu-ray box set. We're going to have all the merchandise that we normally have. So I took that moment and made it a plug. Thank you.
Okay, so what I wanted to ask you guys, since you were talking about Power Rangers, which is kind of related to my question.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about voice acting and how prominent that is in like Western culture? Because I know Rock and Garrett, you guys watch a lot of anime, so you know,
I'm watching
in
it.
Japan, voice acting is like a really big deal.
Yeah.
And like when a voice actor
They're like
dies, they
celebrities.
retire the character for good or stuff like that.
Yeah.
And in kind of Western culture, you see like people like Johnny Young Bosch, who I don't personally find him as a good voice actor, but he gets a lot of roles where he plays the same character. So I just want to know how you guys feel about that.
How do we feel about Johnny Young Bosch?
Or voice acting in general. I mean,
Hey, you know what? Voice acting, I feel like, has always been something that would be fun to do if I had the opportunity. And I have had the opportunity here and there, and I like to take that opportunity just because I have an interest in it. Now, I don't think that I am a professional voice actor in any way. And I know how hard it is because there are so many professional voice actors in America to get voice work on a legitimate scale. It's probably not going to happen if you don't have the background, education, and history doing it. So I kind of like to just dabble, and it's fun for me. But there's no, like, goal to be a voice actor. I mean, that'd be great if that happened, but Troy Baker seems to be leading the charge, man.
yeah, he's everything.
There are a few voice actors that I think are really talented, and I'm always happy to hear them in games and stuff. But I don't listen to the dub of any anime. Or anything like that.
The
I
voice
always
actors
subtitle it. I don't.
Actors I've idolized have always been like Mark Hamill's work on like as the Joker and like everything is so far removed from what Mark Hamill sounds like. That's always interested me. As far as like other famous American voice actors, like is John Benjamin the guy's name who does like a lot of stuff on Bob's Burgers, and he's been his voice is super recognizable.
Oh yeah,
it is McGurk, John Benjamin. I mean, those where they're not as famous as say a Japanese voice actor, but American culture doesn't revolve around animation like Japan does, you know.
Yeah,
I don't understand voice actors becoming superstar celebrities in Japan, but I kind of view voice acting.
I think anime is just so much bigger there.
Yeah, that's probably the case because I just consider it another extent of regular acting, and I find that in movies, you know, like Disney animations or any kind of movie where they can get a legitimate good
actor.
Yeah, live actor to do a voice, it's usually pretty good. And I feel like that just comes from the acting experience in general.
I may be upsetting some people at home, but I don't think it's that difficult to voice act.
Well, I think that it is, you know, it depends on the role. And it's just like any other form of acting, you can have a small role and say, you know, if you only have one or two or maybe a handful of lines in a video game, that might not require a lot of acting, but if you're the main character in a game like The Last of Us, where you have to do different emotions...
If they cast it correctly, like, it's not me doing the voice of the main character in The Last of Us, where I gotta pretend I'm this old grizzled veteran, but it's a guy who looks like that, who's older and has that voice, doing his voice.
Maybe, but I feel like with Mark Hamill, he never does a character that looks like a skinny blonde guy.
True. And that's why I'm more impressed by the voice actors like that who just have this total 160-degree turn.
Isn't the guy who does like Fry on Futurama like a really prolific voice actor?
That's Billy West. Yeah, he's very funny actually. Comedian that's just been doing it for years. Yeah.
You know, it's kind of the case in Western culture, but I don't fault it for that. Like if you're not on camera like a personality, you don't get any respect or love.
True.
Like you can be the greatest comedian, the greatest voice actor, you know, greatest dancer in the entertainment industry, but you're never going to have the star power of somebody like Brad Pitt or George
your
Clooney.
name isn't
yeah,
on
or the person whose actually faces in front of the camera. So
Right.
That's
That's
how I feel about
also
it.
pretty relevant because, like Garrett said, he's been playing Ground Zeroes, and as you know, Kiefer Sutherland replaced David Hayter, and that's had a huge controversy.
Yeah.
So you know.
yeah, but honestly, Kiefer Sutherland is a
actor.
more prominent actor than David Hayter.
Yeah.
Probably will bring a better performance. That's how I feel. I feel like I'm going to say something. I don't really think this, but to some degree, I do think it's true. I feel like voice acting is acting for people who could never do, full-blown acting. Like, I want to be an actor. I don't have maybe sometimes you're a really good actor. You're just fucking ugly.
Yeah.
And you'll never get a role because you don't look like somebody that people want to look at. But you have a wonderful voice. So you get into voice acting. I feel like it's a bit of a consolation.
Well, true, and specifically with Americans and anime, so many young Americans are such big fans of this wave of anime that's happened in the last 15 years.
Yeah.
And with the advent of computer technology and recording just being anyone can record anything.
Yeah.
Every fucking kid that loves anime has made a YouTube demo reel of all their voices.
I
and put
used
it up,
to listen
and they all
to-
consider themselves voice actors.
I used to listen to a radio host. Rocco used to listen to him too. A man named Phil Hendry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And this guy was a performer and an entertainer.
Great
Yeah,
show.
And he would do multiple voices on his show and have conversations. And they would be so ludicrous, people would think they were real. And they would call in and argue with 2 or 3 different people. And nobody realized it was Phil Hendry doing the voices of all of these characters.
Yeah.
But Phil Hendry, I've read in articles, he was in college doing radio stuff. I'm pretty sure he said himself, maybe I'm incorrect, but he himself even said, I don't have the look for acting. I always wanted to get into acting, but I just don't have that look. I've always had a talent with my voice, doing voices. So radio was the place for me. So, that's how it is. I feel like, a lot of people have dreams and desires, but they end up where they fit and where they belong.
Well, all I'll say is that I think that one of the best game studios that handles voice acting and all that stuff is Naughty Dog, because those guys, and I don't know if you know this, Derek, but they make them act the scene and they record live on-set audio. They don't go into the booth.
Wow, that's really
The
cool.
Last of Us cutscenes, they literally just had all the voice actors and whatever.
Yeah.
They're in the suit, and it's like, okay, she's hurt, so do your thing or whatever.
They have all
And
the dots and the facial...
Everything on the
They
face.
don't have them on the face.
But just the body.
Naughty Dog just films that
Animates
and
it,
looks
yeah.
at it and animates it. But they'll motion track the bodies and they get on-set audio so that it's real natural.
That's great.
And they're like, we want it to sound quiet if he turns away or, whatever. It just feels real.
Yeah.
And we, anyway. So I just
really
think,
cool.
because Uncharted, even the first Uncharted didn't have the world's best gameplay, but you had cutscenes that were that was so fucking well acted.
Yeah.
And it was all because, they just filmed them.
Bringing a bringing
Yeah.
that cinema... I can't fucking think of the word.
Yeah.
But bringing that look and that feel of a film
Yeah.
to a
Cinematic.
video game. Yeah.
Cinematic look.
Cinematic look. Thank
Yeah.
you, Derek.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Hey,
I hope
yeah,
that was good. I don't know what was going on with that guy, but thank you for your
He
question.
was a voice actor.
Was he a voice actor?